Hey, it's Chuck, and welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. I think this is going to be our last episode of the year because there's really not much going on out there. Although we do have 6 properties, and that takes us right back from last Friday up to today. And so let's get right to it, give you a chance to go get your final gifts, do whatever you want, enjoy some eggnog, that kind of stuff. So the first one up is 791 Laurier. And it's closer to Thompson than Bronte. Like, it's definitely more on the east side, and it's a link home, which means it shares a foundation wall by this side. It may share the garage. It's hard to tell from this angle. What a link means is that it doesn't share any interior walls. So the bedrooms, the living room, the kitchen, they're not attached, but it could be attached by garage or basement. So it lies somewhere in between detached and semi-detached. Many people thinking that it leans a little bit more towards semi, but it depends on how it's configured. Obviously, looking at it from the road, if it looks detached, if the basement's the only thing that's joined, in my eyes, that has much more value. It's a lot closer to a detached. So anyhow, inside is a sort of an older fireplace, wood burning. The kitchen looks okay. You can paint these sometimes and actually make them look pretty good, or you pay for an IKEA kitchen, which is actually quite affordable these days. And it's hard to showcase a vacant home. I mean, in their defense, there's not much you can really do to bring it out, besides just showing where the walls are. So this one I think has what I'd be curious about is how they've updated it, because it's probably about 25, 26, 27 years old, and so we want to make sure the roof's been done, the furnace, the air conditioning, the windows, those kind of things. So 334, it doesn't blow me away. I think it has a lot of space. It's about a 35 by 120 foot lot, and it's obviously immediate possession because no one's living there. So there are some positives with that one. It's not the steal of the century. So Centennial Forest is at 339,888. It seems like every condo that lists in this building has to go at 340, has to list at 340. Not many are selling, actually, because it's a bit of a by the time you add 340 plus $510 in maintenance fees, I mean, that's a significant investment, and not every person who's retiring, which is, this building is made for more mature people. Not everyone can afford that. That's like buying a $500,000 home by the time you look at the carrying costs of $500 maintenance fees. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-washroom, and both the washrooms just have a shower. There's no tub in them. And 9-foot ceilings, 1,239 square feet. It's quite nice. It's just, when someone can get something, even going over to the Costigan building or the Maple Crossing, and probably get a condo for the same size for like 280, and the fees are less, it's hard to argue it. Now, these are very nice. This one backs onto the forest. There are certain advantages, but they're perks. They're not bare minimum requirements for this stuff. So anyhow, this one without pictures, it's hard to really analyze it, but they're not moving that fast in that building, and it's just a function of the price range by the time you look at all the costs there. So Donnelly is at 347.5, and it's about a 1,450 square foot semi, and March 8th is the possession they're looking for. So whenever a date's quoted, it usually is a pretty important date to the sellers. So March 8th, keep that in mind as we're going through if it works for you. Looks like it looked like it was 2 car parking, but it could only be 1. It says 1 in the listing. So going inside, you've got, it looks like the kitchen over to the left and the family room on this side, and they've decided to turn the family room into a bit of a dining area. And so there's another view there. So the table's probably just beside this couch here. There probably wasn't enough room in the kitchen here. Lots of pantry space, a bit of an island. This is a Costcorp home. And so there's another look there. The cameraman is probably standing right where the table should go. And you've got the rooms upstairs. It seems a little bit cramped to me, and there's a lot of stuff in this home. They could have taken out at least half the things in this room to really create a different impression. And same thing in here too. There's a lot of things that they probably should have gotten rid of, or reconfigured, or just made it look a little bit better. So there's a virtual tour on this one. It's about a 97-foot lot, which compared to the Madamies at maybe 80 feet is a little bit more. It's on the inside part of Donnelly, so it doesn't back onto James Snow. It does not back onto Louis Saint Laurent. It backs onto other homes too. So I like that. I'm not a big fan of the stuff that backs onto busy streets. And you know, 347.5, I think they did okay. I think that they're going to lose some people because of the way it's presenting. They could have staged it a little bit better. But for the size, for what you're getting, I think they priced it pretty fair. So Philbrook is at 379.9, and it's a Southbury model. It's one of my favorite semis. It's the biggest semi that Mattamy builds, and inside I think is nice. So there's a front living room right here, and so when you come in the front door, that's the first thing you see. Then you go further down the hall, and you have a dining room. Very smart to do that pass-through window. That was an excellent upgrade by these guys. And then you've got the tile floor, and no hardwood in the family room, so just in the front 2 formal rooms. Big kitchen here, movable island, you know, just nice appliances, nice backsplash, all the rest of it. Pot lights in the family room, and big master bedroom. You got 4 bedrooms upstairs, 2 full washrooms, and that lot looks premium, but it's actually just a wide angle lens. So I like this one. I think the value's there. I think at $379. I've seen these models this year sell for very close to $400,000, so this one's a good model. I wish they had done the hardwood in the family room. I think that would have just given that final touch. And you got laundry upstairs too, so this is a good model. 1987 square feet. Now Clark Boulevard, when I first saw this, it looked a little bit Microsoft Paint-ish on the driveway, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. It has a little bit of texture here, so it could actually just be a driveway that's just been redone. There's a sidewalk that goes through here, but you can fit 2 cars here. And so this one is basically right by James Snow. Okay, so you're a couple doors down from James Snow, and 429, so it's a 1,500 square foot home. I believe it's called a Larkin model, and that's the shoe eye view. That's like for my shoe tongue. I've got a camera attached to it. Hardwood floors. They could have painted this room. They could have created a much different impression in here. That's the front room when you first walk in, so that would be to the right of the entrance. You've got another low view, and it shows a couch. This family room's big, and there's no excuse for them to take a photo this bad. Another shot there, there's some pot lights, shows the stairs. I'll give you that one, it's reasonable. So there's the front door, there's that front pink room, and then you've got the room upstairs. So honestly, agents, this is the perfect crowning thing for our last episode of the year, because photos like this cost owners a lot of money, and I want to just sort of reiterate that because it's a common theme that's going to be in Milton Daily Homes forever. This kind of stuff is not going to get these guys top dollar, and to be honest, for the size of the home, they're asking top dollar. So kitchen looks nice, the backsplash, everything else. You know, they could have taken this stuff off the fridge, the flowers, just to give a bit of a different impression. So I think that they're in for a tough ride. And the one thing they didn't take a picture of, which I'd be really curious about, is the partly finished basements. When you look at the description, it's not in here. It says downstairs, the basement with tile flooring is divided into wood-framed laundry and 2 extra rooms, needs drywall and doors. So maybe that's why I didn't take a photo, because really they haven't done much of anything. So they've basically framed it out. I don't know. For me, you can get a nice 1,900 square foot home for the same price, or like when we're talking major upgrades in it. So I think they missed the mark on this one. And that factor of the James Snow being so close by, it's good to get on the highway. Not always the best feature to have as a value, you know, as a place to be long term. So Guelph Line, this one listed a long time ago. I'm really surprised it hasn't sold because it looks beautiful. It's about 2 acres. It's on Guelph Line, so I'm hoping it's far enough away. It's a 447 deep. This home needs to be far enough away from Guelph Line to really separate it from that street, because it can affect, the noise can affect the value in a huge way. So inside you've got a nice dining room here, lots of windows. The kitchen's been renovated. You've got a great looking pool that overlooks this sort of gorgeous ravine here. I think it's a beautiful looking home. Bathroom's been done. You know, all the rest of it. It's a 3-bedroom plus 1, so there's a partly finished basement, and you got 3 bathrooms in this one here too. So that is the last listing that we've got for this year. When I saw it come through, I thought, man, that one hasn't sold yet. It looks really, really good to me. So anyhow, that is the list. I hope you have yourself a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I'm not sure the exact date when we'll be back, but it'll be in early January. And until then, enjoy yourself. And that's all I have to say, okay? See you later. Bye-bye.